Would you like to work with more physician clients? Welcome, you've come to the right place. I'm Dr. Vicki Rackner, the president of Targeting Doctors. In this video, you'll get an overview of a strategic approach that will help you build your business by building relationships with physician clients. Think of me as your private tour guide, giving you insider secrets to help you navigate the world of medicine. You'll benefit from my experience both as a board-certified surgeon and as an entrepreneur who spent the past decade helping clients build healthy relationships with doctors. The strategy that you're about to learn is built with elements created by a true thought leader in elevating business performance in today's marketplace, Mr. Richard Weilman. I've taken the ideas from the Weilman Center for Excellence in Practice Management, folded in the lessons of my 30-year medical career, and now offer you a path to an elusive destination, serving as a trusted advisor to physician clients. Let's dig right in and begin with the first of 6 steps. Step number 1, focus. Choose a group of doctors with whom you'll work. Identify a target vertical market. Here's a story from one of my presentations that illustrates the point.
Some advisors get so excited about working with doctors that they'll chase anything in a white coat. That reminds me of a celebration dinner my best friend from medical school and I had once we graduated. We took ourselves out to the finest restaurant in town. We had a spectacular meal. At the end of the meal, the waiter came and asked if we were interested in dessert, and my friend Doreen said, of course. He brought us the dessert menu and came back in a few moments. He said, what may I get you? Doreen smiled at him politely and said, we'll have one of everything. Well, he knew how much wine he'd served us, and he said, our 3 favorite selections are, Doreen just stopped him. She said, we'll have one of everything. Well, our whole table was overflowing with rich delights. But you know what? We hadn't planned for dessert. We didn't have much room left. All we could do was take a bite or 2 of each dessert selection, and the rest went to waste.
Trying to be all things to all doctors is like ordering every dessert on the menu. High performers choose a slice of the doctor pie and make room for dessert. How do you choose a target vertical market so that you get the greatest impact for your effort? Here are 3 ideas. Members of a strategic target vertical market share an experience and a source of pain. When you slice the doctor pie on the basis of specialty training, career stage, or even gender, you can take advantage of the ability to scale your marketing. In other words, you can have the same conversation with a single doctor as you can with a group of doctors. Next, the members of a well-chosen target vertical market gather together. The most attractive feature about the physician niche is the way in which word of mouth travels. If physicians don't gather, you can't take advantage of this. Third, pick a group of doctors with whom you enjoy working. Some financial advisors just gush over their doctor clients. Some describe it as almost a calling. I know a financial advisor who was diagnosed with colon cancer at a relatively young age. Not surprisingly, he's working with oncologists. Medical students come from wealthy families. In fact, over 50% come from families whose earning is in the top quintile of U.S. households. You can identify doctors with the highest earning potentials. In general, they tend to be physicians rather than other kinds of doctors, like dentists or veterinarians or podiatrists. Further, doctors engaged in high-risk invasive procedures tend to be on the upper end of the earning scale. Step number 2, conduct research. A study from the Wharton School of Business published the findings of a survey of over 800 financial advisors. The number 1 factor that correlated with advisor success is the advisor's understanding of the clients. Here are some things that you want to know about doctors in your target vertical market. First, what keeps them up at night? In general, doctors are worried about decreasing reimbursement, rising expenses, and costly regulatory changes. Next, find out where you can find them. To what associations do they belong? What meetings do they attend? What publications do they read? Why is this important? It's difficult to get on a doctor's schedule. The much more prudent way to connect with them is to meet them where they gather. Seattle Surgical, for example, has a monthly meeting. That would be a great place to network with doctors. Next, who influences doctors? Who do they already know, like, and trust? This becomes a list of people with whom you will build relationships. Exactly how do you perform this research? Well, I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve, but let me give you the best one. Every year, each city publishes a list of top doctors by specialty. Get a hold of this list. Find 10 doctors in your target vertical market, not in your own town, but in surrounding cities. These are not doctors that you want to solicit for business. These are doctors that you want to ask questions. Then send them a letter. At the top of the letter, it says interview request. In the body of the letter, you introduce yourself and ask for a few minutes for an interview. Since time is so limited with doctors, propose that you get written into the patient schedule and offer to compensate the doctor for this time as you would if you were a regular patient. Here's the typical result. First, the doctor says yes to the interview. Second, the doctor normally declines the offer to be compensated for their time. But third, you wind up with excellent information. What's the value to you of knowing how, when, and why your prospects choose financial advisors? Maybe you want to grab the edition of Medical Economics with the top financial advisors, call some of those and take them out to lunch and find out how they got on this list. Some people say, but Dr. Vicky, why in the world would my competition be willing to tell me their secrets? Well, how would you act if somebody recognized your success, came to you and genuinely wanted to know how did you do it? My guess is that you'd be more than happy to share your secrets. Step number 3, collect VDV, Value Delivery Vehicles. The Value Delivery Vehicle is like the free sample at the grocery store, or the hostess gift when you're invited out to dinner, or the gift from the airport you bring your kids after you've been traveling. A value delivery vehicle might be a thing. It might be an ebook or an article. It might be an event. Maybe you're planning a dinner meeting. It might be an experience. Even the experience of being really listened to has high value for doctors. You just finished interviewing doctors. You know what their hopes and dreams are. You know what keeps them up at night. Your value delivery vehicle helps your prospects and clients take one small step from where they are to where they'd like to be, whether it's moving towards something pleasurable or moving away from something painful. In other words, you can either offer a vitamin kind of formulation or an aspirin kind of formulation. Let the history of harmonica sales guide your plan. The harmonica was a revolutionary instrument. Suddenly, anyone could afford to buy one. However, sales were disappointingly slow. The manufacturers decided to package some music with the harmonica, and sales soared. Why? It's because people really wanted the music. Make sure that you're offering something that doctors truly want. I'm working with a client who's promoting a great product. It's a medical malpractice insurance product in which the physicians get back part of the premiums if they're not sued. He was positioning this as an investment vehicle in meeting resistance. I suggested that he start to make connections by helping doctors decrease the risk of lawsuits, something that they really want. He's getting a very different response now. You don't have to create the value delivery vehicles, you simply collect them. Here, for example, is a very popular VDV with financial advisors. It's a book that I wrote about how doctors can get more patients. Just as every business person wants more customers, so too every clinic and doctor, including the Mayo Clinic, wants more patients. Some financial advisors are actually co-branding this. Here we are at step 4, generate leads. Why didn't we just start here? I've got a little science experiment for you to explain.
I have 2 magnets. You can see and hear that they're attracted to each other. Now I'm just going to put them down. Regular cold calling looks something like this. You approach doctors and often find a repulsive force. What happens though if you turn it over? You can see that the forces attract each other. This is exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to use the value delivery vehicle to attract doctor prospects to you.
Your goal is now to deliver the right message to the right person at the right time. Begin with family, friends, and fans. You could be one email away from getting a qualified lead. The basic strategy is to have people who already know you, like you, and trust you. Add links in the chain of trust to members of your target vertical market that they already know. Let's say you've chosen cardiologists for your target vertical market, And your value delivery vehicle is a seminar that will help physicians speak with patients about medical finances. You just let family, friends, and fans know that you're offering this seminar. Tell them that if they know any cardiologists who might be interested in attending, feel free to pass along this information, have them contact you, and you'll send them an invitation. I was talking with one of my coaching clients about lead generation. I did some probing and discovered that this gentleman used to be a pharmaceutical sales representative. Further, he has physicians in his family. We had been talking about cultivating relationships with complete strangers when in fact he had a rich network of resources that he'd built over the years. Make sure that you take full advantage of the network that you worked so hard to build. Next, you want to develop relationships with influencers, people whom doctors already know, like, and trust. This might include people in the medical staff office, medical recruiters, the executive directors of medical associations, and maybe even office managers. As you get to know them, find out how you can serve them too, how you can help them get what they want. If, for example, you meet with an executive director of an association, what do they want? They want to get more members. You could talk about both how you deliver value to physicians and how, by delivering value to physicians, you can help the executive director build membership. Third, seek out vendors, people who sell products and services to physicians. Why would you want to do this? Well, these people have lists of doctors, and you can potentially get an introduction from them to members of your target vertical market. Offer to share some of your value delivery vehicles that they can pass along to their own clients and in that way increase their perceived value. Step number 5, build rapid rapport. Let neuroscience help you build rapport. Our brains are wired with a special cell called a mirror neuron, like looking in the mirror. You build trust when the mirror neurons are activated. In other words, the statement, "I like you," really translates to "I'm like you." I see part of myself in you. Step number 6, convert clients to senders. Take your delighted physician clients and help them make the next step so that they send you prospects and leads. The real magic and beauty of the physician niche has to do with doctors' tendency to talk with other doctors and share resources. I got the names of virtually all of my advisors in the surgeon's lounge between cases. Once you have a core group of delighted clients, they will tell others about you. There you have it, a thumbnail sketch of a 6-step strategy that will help you move from no physician clients to a book of business filled with physicians. This is an extraordinary amount of information. If you're interested in the next step, contact me at the link below. I've got more ways that I can help you establish yourself in the physician niche. Thanks for stopping by today, and best of luck with your business development.